Oh, being live streaming.
Yo, what's up? This is Splendid Radio on PharcydeTv with my co-host Jeremy Scipio.
What's going on, people?
And some very special guests. No restrictions. We got Gina B.
Hey.
And we got Banks.
Hey.
Hey.
What's up, y'all? So real quick, Jeremy, Jamaica.
Yeah. Jamaica.
Nah, we
Jamaica,
gotta talk
man.
about, real quick. We gotta talk about Jamaica just real quick on it. So you stay in a resort, you stay in the hood.
I stayed in a resort, but you know, that's the main advice people gave me. They was just like, hey, if you go to Jamaica, keep your head on a swivel, don't leave the resort. As soon as I told that to my wife, I was like, hey, they said don't leave the resort. She said, that's exactly what we're gonna do. I was like, oh, we're gonna die. Yeah, y'all ever see that Drake video? Was it dang, I can't think of the video. It's a video where he's in Jamaica, and the only problem is he's light-skinned in Jamaica, and they kidnap him, and he don't even make it out of the video. Like, he's chasing this girl. You know the video?
I can't think of the name.
It's like, it was an early video, but I felt bad for him. I was just like, man, I'll never be light-skinned in Jamaica. And that's exactly how they made me feel. Was light-skinned. But with that being said, it was amazing. You know, I learned a lot of language, ate a lot of food. Like I said, was it stewed chicken and curry goat, oxtail, the bomb. I suggest the Luminous Lagoon. That's my top suggestion. The water glows blue at night when you touch it. It's, you know, majestic, and it's cheap. That's my favorite part, is that it's does not cost a lot. So definitely go to Jamaica. That's dope.
Cool. All right. Nah, that's tight. I just had to get that in, man, because I was like, dang, he man, I love jerk chicken, man. I was like, man, he was out there getting his grub on, hanging out, doing his thing.
Yeah.
So we'll start with you, Banks. What city are you from?
LA.
All right, Gina B.
I'm from Lancaster.
Oh, okay. That's is that IE or San Bernardino? I know it's far.
You don't acknowledge anything that ain't like real LA. Like Lancaster, that's like, shoot, that's not too far. It's like about what, about an hour out, right? 45 minutes from LA. Yeah. Desert. He's
nah, I'm not bagging. I'm not bagging. I'm just I get confused with Riverside, San Bernardino. Well, I know the IE is kind of like off the 10, but Riverside and San Bernardino, they always confuse me.
Yeah, it's a little further than that. Like Lancaster was at Palmdale. Is it that direction, or am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Before we move on, Banks, I have to have you address the shirt, the takeout Chinese box shirt. Is a really clever shirt. Kind of remind me of the grocery bag shirts that they be wearing. Yeah, is this like a specific brand, or you just was like, this is just eye-catching or clever?
Just put it on, make a statement.
It's thank you. Thank you, please come.
Yeah, thank you. Come again.
You know, there's things I want to say, but I was like, I'll get in trouble for saying it. I want to say, like, did you get that from your nail lady? But then we get canceled from that. So
yeah, don't say that. Please don't say that.
That's why I didn't say it.
Yeah, my nail lady is black.
What was the first time you heard hip hop, and what was the song?
The first time I heard hip hop, I think I was like 5. And it was Notorious B.I.G.
What song?
I love it when you call me Big Pop, but yeah.
So you want hands in the air.
If you play, yeah.
What about you, Gina?
Actually the same. I would say like around probably 4 years old. Biggie Smalls. My dad is like a huge Biggie Smalls fan, so.
Nah, that's dope. That's sound like both your pops was kind of some cool dudes, you know what I'm saying? They was musically astute, you know what I'm saying, in the mix. Nah, that's dope. So with that being said, I guess you Banks, how would you think? So for me, like visibly, I'm older. I'm older. So like when I kind of experienced hip hop, it was like break dancing, kids that were kind of corny. They were the ones that like all of a sudden they started excelling at dancing. They started rapping. Like rapping was hell of a new. So you had a kid who was just like a corny kid or something like that. But when hip hop came, they really developed the skill. Like you had people who could dance, who you played sports with them all through elementary, whatever. You never would have thought they would have done that. You had kids who could rap. Later on, you had kids who could DJ. And then it went to like from fast food restaurant commercials and stuff like that, from it being jingles to like really being hip hop, like hip hop really being used to sell sodas, really being used to like sell things. Like when I was coming up, hip hop was acknowledged, but it wasn't something that was like acceptable. It was like like if you were in the hip hop, it was almost like you're a misfit. Like it wasn't what it is today. So with that being said, you Banks, how do you think hip hop influences the world?
How I think hip hop influences the world, I would say, just the way how it makes you feel, like how you think, and it gives you a swag, like sometimes you want to look like that or want to be like that. I think that's how it influences the world today.
Nah, I could agree. I could say that I've seen people in Japan not speak a lick of English, but know every word to a song and get afros and dress way more hip hop. And like there was this guy, he owned a bar, and I remember we went to his bar the night that we got to Japan, and basically his thing was he had like a gang of records up on the wall behind the bar, and he would play the music for the night. So basically he would play the music, and there was no MP3s or nothing like that. He was just picking wax off of his wall and playing them in his club. And I say that to say that I'm sure that there's some places like that in LA, but I haven't seen them. But homeboy in Japan, like he respected the hip hop culture to a level, that was a little more. So,
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
what I think is interesting is that you guys both answered Biggie. Of course they do these like best rappers all time lists all the time, and or most influential rappers. And I think Biggie just came up number 2 on this new list, and it's crazy. Like he died at 97, so to still have such a huge impact after only 2 albums, it's pretty powerful. Like still one of the most famous people.
Yep.
The state of female hip hop. I'll let either of you guys go for that one.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
The state of female hip hop.
Yeah.
As of today?
Yeah. And I'll make it easier. The state of female hip hop, and where are you guys trying to fit in?
I feel like the state of female hip hop today is definitely woman empowerment. I feel like women are definitely taking over hip hop right now. So I'm just happy to see that, because for such a long time, it was, that just not as much women taking over, but women are definitely taking over right now. I'm loving that. I feel like we're trying to fit in. We're trying to really give that West Coast sound. I feel like we're trying to dominate like the West Coast sound. I feel like there's no one that's like West Coast sound like that's dominant. That's like a brand, like their name is just a brand, like where certain people from like New York, or certain people from Florida. It's just like that. So we're trying to fit in like West Coast. Like we're just trying to take it all the way with West Coast.
And you, Banks?
I feel the same way.
Smart
Same
answer.
exact way. Yeah.
Smart answer.
Who is the biggest? Because that actually is an interesting category. I mean, I think y'all really can make some waves because yeah, who is the biggest West Coast female rapper?
I mean, especially not today's day, I don't think so. But there's certain people who are. But I think even the women who are West Coast right now are definitely like more Bay Area. So we're just really trying to say like, you know, LA, like really LA. But there's no one that comes to mind that's just like, you just like think of their name and you're like, yeah, she's LA. So we're brand ourselves into like LA because we are a group and we, you know, the comparisons are always gonna happen. But we're just trying to make sure we stick to our, you know, our LA sound and everything.
Where's Lady of Rage from? You remember her?
She from back east.
I look rough and stuff with my
afro. Afro puff. Yeah. She East Coast?
I don't know where she from.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Dang.
Like not east, not. I'll say she's not from California. I know that, but like I won't say she's East Coast, but she's from the East.
Yeah, I think so.
I believe Yo.
Yeah. Wait.
What you say?
That's crazy. No, I'm just thinking that how hard that this is a category. That's actually I didn't really think about that, you know, because especially West Coast, you immediately go to Dr. Dre and you know, everybody gonna give Kendrick credit or even the Game. But yeah, you know, that's female hip hop. That's a lane that I think that definitely, you know, needs to be paved. So yeah, that's dope.
Your favorite medium to consume music? Thanks.
Wait, repeat the question.
How do you consume your music? Like, how do you listen to music?
Oh, Apple Music. Sometimes YouTube or SoundCloud. It depends if I'm listening to underground artists or, you know, mainstream artists.
When you listen to SoundCloud, are there artists that you already know that you like, or do you use SoundCloud to kind of search out other artists too?
Artists that I know and like that are up and coming.
So right now, a new artist coming out. I'm kind of like, man, I know how music was put out like years ago, and it's changing. Like right now with TikTok and just all the different things, the aesthetics that go along with it, all of it's just changing so fast. So with you guys, what social media do you guys use to promote your brand? Which would you say is the most effective? And yeah, those two. Yeah.
I would say for me, TikTok is probably my most effective.
Okay. And so when you make your TikToks, is it your music or things that you're doing, or are you using other people's music and then you're just kind of like using that to create your own, to create your content?
It's a mixture. Since we released our songs, now it's my music, but yeah, it's a mixture. I'm doing like, you know, everyday things, or I would do a dance to one of the songs that's already on TikTok.
Okay. And then go ahead, Jeremy.
No, I was gonna say, do you make music geared towards TikTok? Because, you know, like basically, you know, you can make like a phrase or like a hook that might be catchy on there, or do you kind of like, I'm gonna just do me, and if something catches, it catches. Like, what strategy do you prefer? Or do you do mixture?
Well, now we're trying to do like, you know, something that's for TikTok, like something catchy, but for the most part, it's like, you know, if they catch it, they catch it. So, yeah, I guess it'll be a mixture.
Yeah. Make a beat like, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Oh no, oh no, that'd be hard.
How much content do you think is necessary for you guys to put out, let's say, per week?
Oh,
I
That's
would
a
say
good question. I don't really count. I'm just constantly posting, like just
But
constantly promoting.
I'll say you, Gina, if you had to say like an average, like, is it every day? Is it every other day? In order like to keep people engaged, where it's not just like, oh my God, I'm just like too much. Like what do you feel is kind of a cool medium?
Right now I kind of been doing like every other day or like every day, but just something. It don't necessarily like have to pertain to posting my music, but just something to keep people entertained, or like for my name to pop up, or for people to, you know, click and watch me and be like, oh, like, what did she just put out a new song? Like, let me click on it. Did she just make a new video? So like every day is important to post. I don't even like being on like social media unless I'm posting, because I'm like, I want to watch my story. Like, I want to watch. I don't even like watching people all day. So if I'm not posting, I don't even want to be on. So I think like it's important, like every day, just to be like, oh, what she's talking about, like what's she saying.
Okay. And then with you, Banks, you mentioned SoundCloud. So the people that you like to listen to on SoundCloud, because it's interesting. So for me, and I'm definitely of like a different ear and kind of how I listen to stuff, I use SoundCloud to kind of find people. That's what I, you know, that's kind of the way that I kind of like go down a rabbit hole with SoundCloud, kind of trying to, you know, see what's new, see who, if there's an artist that I like, see like who kind of likes them and kind of do that thing. So with you, it's more like you got homeboys, homegirls, whatever, or you just have heard some songs that you want to hear and you know that the only place that they have it is kind of on SoundCloud. So then that's how you consume it.
Yeah.
Okay.
How'd you guys meet? Were you guys individual rappers before and then y'all came together? Or how'd you guys were y'all like beefing and y'all was like, we get more done if we like work together? It's like, yeah. Like, how'd you guys?
We're cousins.
You made it real easy. And how? What's the meaning behind the name No Restrictions?
Banks actually came up with it.
Don't put it on her.
Yeah, I love the name. It's so crazy because for the longest we could not think of a name, and it kind of reminded me of like No Limit, but it's like no. So that's kind of inspiration for that. But also it just means like we make our own rules. Like that's literally like how I took it when she came to me about it. Like we make our own rules, like no restrictions, like no rules, but we make our own rules. Like,
yeah.
Well, I got a suggestion. For every 4 songs you do, in the name of your cousin that's on the right path, y'all gotta you gotta do 4 seculars and 1 that's a little less secular. You know what I'm saying? and balance it out.
We actually are very versatile. I would say that.
Yeah.
Are very versatile. Stuff we haven't released yet, but we know what people want to hear. So I'm also like give the people what they want, but in reality, like we're very versatile. Like we made love songs or like singing, rapping about love, or like try to sing. Like, so we're versatile, but yeah, we got her.
You just asked them to make a gospel album after.
That's not what I said.
He was like, "Can you just? I have a suggestion. No Restrictions gospel album. Destiny's Child did it. You can do it. No.
Yeah, we got you.
You do a Christmas album?
Yeah.
We was. Yeah.
Shoot. I gotta listen to y'all. I apologize. I didn't do my research on this one, but I gotta listen. I mean,
listen.
Definitely. I've been wanting to make Christmas songs. We like it's just always it come fast, man.
Yeah.
We gotta start today.
That'll hit though. A West Coast like Christmas like bop nowadays. I think you know
TikTok.
You giving them all.
Let's not tell everybody our ideas.
Right.
Giving them too much game, Jeremy, man.
I'm sorry, man.
I just camera, man. You know
I'm just my mind is going places. I'm like, okay, what? You said a little less secular. I'm like, how can you be less secular? Christmas out. But I think this is interesting, seeing as you know, you're a female hip hop group, Doja Cat has been beefing with her own fans recently. You guys heard about that?
Yeah, I've seen a little bit.
Yeah, it's interesting because you don't really hear artists beefing with their own fan base directly like that. Like most times, like they either disagree, like they disagree with somebody's actions, but she's like been going directly at them. I think it's because I guess whoever she's dating has a record, like a I guess police record or whatever the heck you want to call it. I don't want to say like a dope track or whatever. We just, but he got a record, and I guess they acting like family, like, oh, you too good for him. You shouldn't be dating him. And she's like, yo, stay out of my life, mom. And they like, nah. So she's been like going at them pretty hard. Regardless, she lost I'm looking for some hard numbers, but I think it was I think she lost like 50K followers like overnight or something like that, or probably 500K. She was like millions, whatever. But she said since then, she said, like, I feel like there's been a weight off my shoulders. I was wondering, one, do you feel like that's like pressure from being like a female rapper, or that's just regular artist pressure? And two, would you ever like disagree with your fans on that level, or would you just keep it hush hush?
You want to answer it?
You can go.
I mean, y'all know restrictions, so.
Oh yeah, I mean, we can both go.
I would keep it on the hush. I would feel like, that's my personal life. It's nobody's business. Like, y'all don't even know me, so why am I gonna engage with you guys like that, like about personal details? What was the other question?
Oh, I forgot myself. No, would you openly go, like, if your fans all like wanted you to do something or a certain way, would you actively go against them? Like go like, no, I'm do what I want, and if y'all ain't rocking with me, F y'all. Like,
yeah, it depends on like if I believe in that. Like, I'm not gonna just go for anything because you tell me to. So it all depends on what it is. But 9 times out of 10, no, I'm not gonna just go for what they say because they're my fans. And if I lose y'all, then it wasn't meant to be.
I say, man, I get people letting people in their life and in their business and all that, but man, a fan is just an extended family consumer type of relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where like you don't want to see your fan shouldn't see you without a girl. You know what I'm saying? Your fan shouldn't see you, 6 o'clock in the morning, wiping your eyes and all that kind of stuff. Like, man, leave it a fantasy. You don't gotta argue, go back and forth and all that. Because the thing about it is, the more that you allow people as an artist, the more that you allow people to know you, and it has to do like with the things that aren't perfect in your life. That's when it's like, I know people say that they're like, well, okay, if you lay down with dogs, you get fleas, or if you start, getting into it with somebody, like you can't control that energy. But I just say that, man, you should keep your personal life personal, man, and keep it pushing. Right. And as far as a fan not being happy with you, you got to think, like, if you got so many fans that, like, man, you got somebody that's cool with you. So like, it's not, man.
You can't cater to everybody. So it's like,
I feel like it's like social media, though. I feel like nowadays people feel so entitled to celebrities and knowing their business. And it's actually more celebrities putting their business out too, or being more open with their fans. So I think that just give people more entitlement. I think like back in the day, growing up, I used to pick up magazines and be like, wait, is this true? Is this true? Nowadays, you go on social media and you could do all the research and just figure out everything on your own and just see it. It's just all there. They like telling you. And I think I'd be like, I don't even want to know this about you. Like,
man,
like, I don't want to know that. Like, I love like Jada Pinkett. Like, I don't want to know you was with August. That's business. Like, I like you and set it off. I don't really know your personal business, but I think like, you know, they kind of like put it out there and it makes more people intrigued and feel entitled. But I definitely think it should be a mystery about celebrities. I like that. Like, is it true? Like, is it a conspiracy? Is it like, you get what I'm saying? So I like that. Like separate the music from the personal life. Like, that's how I feel.
Yeah. So here comes a good one. We're gonna start with you, Banks.
Mhm.
Your favorite hip hop movie.
Ooh, my favorite hip hop movie.
And to knock the edge off, we have had Drumline. You know what I'm saying? So it don't have to be breakdancing and head spins or nothing like that. It could just be, you know, something with the you know, the hip hop music kind of thing.
Dang, why you throw Drumline under the bus? Oh, dang.
I just watched it this week. I watched
Nick
it this
Cannon
weekend.
is
I can't
one of
even
the
think
hardest
of
MCs.
hip hop movie right now.
So you
Okay,
can't
come
think of
back to
any?
me. I gotta think.
Okay. So you, Gina, your favorite hip hop movie.
I would. I'm gonna have to say Notorious. Can I say that? I can say that. Sorry, it's cliche, huh? But I got to see like Lil Kim. I liked it that moment and everything, and like, you know, I just
Atari Nothing.
Yeah.
You know, Little Kim, before she got her cert, dude, she was a beautiful woman, man. She was really a beautiful woman. No, she was. Come on, Jeremy.
No,
Come
she
on.
was.
She was. It's just the fact that she was like, you clarified, you know, before she got her cert. Sheesh. I thought I was the controversial one. Sheesh.
Oh, man.
Coming next week, we have Little Kim's gonna be our guest. No, I'm kidding. But she's like, what you said? But no, she definitely was beautiful. I mean, you know, she was iconic. That look of hers was iconic and influential to female rap as a whole.
Foxy Brown,
She's like the prototype.
You know, yeah.
Which was, I mean, no offense to Foxy, but she was a copy. You know, like, you know, they were actively looking like, how do we compete with this Lil Kim energy? So, yeah.
She was the shine to Biggie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What you got, Banks?
I guess it would be Hustle and Flow.
Okay.
I like, you know, watching this come up, you know, being able to see his struggle, and then, you know, he still was determined, kept going, kept pushing. And, you know, my favorite song is, you know, it's hard out here for him. So I sing that like every other day.
You know, that's actually factually accurate. It really is hard out here for a pimp. They actually that song was based on real life.
Right.
What's your favorite genre of music outside of hip hop?
R&B.
R&B.
Like I grew up on, like, you know, Sade, Anita Baker, like R. Kelly, like love songs, like I love, and like, you know.
That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Y'all got some love in your heart. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not just hard. Y'all just not hard on them.
No. We allowed to listen to R. Kelly. We're allowed to listen to R. Kelly because he doesn't get paid for his music. I just want to put that out there.
You know
and like Keith Sweat too. So
Keith Sweat,
yeah. That bass. Oh man. Cool. Your favorite genre of music? You said R&B.
R&B.
In junior high school. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. In junior high school, we'll go with you, Banks. What was the soundtrack as far as to your little, like, what were you listening to? What were the songs that was, you know, kind of shaping how you listen? Because junior high school is I feel like when you get to junior high school, that's when you kind of have some individuality about you, and you kind of don't have to listen to what your friends listen to, and you kind of just like, that sets your identity.
In junior high, I was listening to like Yin Yang Twins, D-Lo. I don't know if you know who that is. Like, that was real popular back then. Who else was I listening to? Oh, Little Mama, she was out. My lip gloss was popping. That was something I would listen to.
Lil
Yeah,
Mama be
like,
happy to hear that. I'm
like
sorry.
stuff along those lines. Or I would listen to Tupac, or like I grew up on the East Siders and all that. So yeah, I would be listening to that type of stuff.
Eugenia?
Junior high, let me think. I think, Nicki Minaj was like just coming out, like when I got to junior high, I think, or like mixtape Nicki. And then who else? Oh, then it was like a lot of LA sounds going on, like Jerkin Days. That was like Jerkin Days at junior high. So we had like
you're a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a jerk. Oh, okay, I was like jerking.
Yeah, like Jerkin Days. Yeah, so it was a lot of like, young rappers. It was actually a lot of girl groups that was like rapping as well, like Big Sims and everything.
Oh, New Era.
Yeah, New Era. So it was a lot of that. And that I used to write in my sidekick, like try to rap like them, like trying to rap like them in my sidekick. Yeah, so that's the junior high.
Question: what are your thoughts on Sexy Red? Is that her name? Am I saying it right? Sexy Red?
Yeah.
I love Sexy Red.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I was trying to get a collab.
I love that she's being her authentic self. Like she doesn't care. Like,
yeah, we just love.
Yeah,
she's so raw, and then also she's fun. Like I like people. She's fun. She's young. She's turned. She's having fun being her. So just gotta let people be. But yeah, definitely want that collab though. Definitely want that collab. Definitely want that collab.
He was like, nah, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I be thinking I heard it all in hip hop. I be like, you can't shock me. And then God gave me the gift of Sexy Red. And I'd be like, oh wow, this is a lot. she's a lot, but she is popping. Her and what's the other one? Sukihana. Yeah, my girl put me on her though. I'm like, wow. Yeah. Yo, I'm shocked. But yeah. What job gave you the best life experience?
What job gave me the best life experience? What job? I'll say because I didn't have so many. I didn't have so many, so I got to think. I think I used to work at Panda Express, and I moved up relatively fast. And
that's the shirt.
Yeah,
that's where the shirt's from.
Here you go.
See, like, you know, come on.
No,
man.
but working there, I worked there for like 6 years. Like, it taught me like to put first things first. Like, get your job done. Don't count on anybody to pick up the slack for you. Just have accountability and integrity. Always do things with integrity. That's what they taught me. So I'll always appreciate them for that.
We're going to get to you, Gina, but I got one question I got to ask. If you worked there for 6 years, how long did it take for you to get sick of that food?
How long? I was sick of it after the first year.
A year?
But I mean, because, we eat free, but I wouldn't really eat there.
Oh, okay.
I was just work.
Because you're around it too. Like when
I
like
then
to cook.
you start not liking
it,
the smell. Yeah, I was cooking it. I was doing everything. So.
All right. And you, Gina?
Life experience, job. Let me see. I guess I was a pharmacy tech for like 6 years. That was pretty cool. I got to build like real personal relationships with like the patients and everything. Like it didn't feel like a job sometimes, but I think that just really taught me how to treat people, like just treat everybody the same and stuff. Like I worked in different areas, like where it was like real uppity people, and then I'll go to the hood, and then it's just like I just treat everybody the same. I don't know.
y'all got little brains. You know what I'm saying? Not saying no. You didn't. Not saying you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's dope.
Was it Gina? What's your vision?
What's my vision?
Yeah. I'm just asking because you got glasses on. She like, that's a deep question.
Oh yeah, I have astigmatism. What you want to know?
Yeah, you repping.
I can't see.
Yeah, but that's cool.
Me either. I got contacts on, so yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I was like, I'll do the glasses today. Look a little more studious.
Do you rap with glasses?
I wouldn't like be out with glasses like that, but yeah, instead, like if it's something like I'll be out the studio or something with glasses, but I wouldn't just be out.
Yeah, man, you trying to do a show, they fog up. You know what I'm saying? They fog up. You're not gonna be seeing nothing.
Oh yeah, Sexy Red.
Sexy Red, she be rocking glasses. Literally, is her, Young Thug, yeah, and now Gina B. I think that's a good look. I mean, I don't know you outside of the glasses, but that's why I was like, yo, like, can you? That's why I said, what's your vision? I'm like, can you see enough to where if they fail, you can go grab them, put them back on?
Yeah. I'm not that.
You're a fool, Jeremy.
Man, I'm giving too much game. I'm like, yo.
Like, oh, Jinkies, my glasses.
Yeah, that could be a thing. You know, we have a chat. I should have mentioned it earlier. People in the chat are loving you guys, by the way. You girls, I should say. And yeah, they threw out some questions. This question is, who are your you can answer this individually. Who are your number one favorite artists?
My number one favorite artist.
You go first.
Number one. I would say,
Just say.
You want me to say it? I'd say Nikki.
Oh, you just lost that Cardi B feature. No, I'm kidding. Oh, hell no. I can't do the impression. But no, Nikki, yeah, thorough.
Eugenia?
Yep.
Nikki.
Double whammy.
Sorry. If you want to be the best, you gotta study the best. So like I have to, yeah. If I ever be like who inspired me or like where I'd be like, oh, I gotta get a good metaphor, like really get or anything like that, then I'll refer to her.
And then she's like also like a real lyricist. Like she can say something and flip it like 4 different ways. So it's like that, inspires me and why I like her.
Nikki's like the last, and I don't mean to be offensive to anybody when I say this. She's one of the last of the female MCs. You know what I mean? That don't even make her have to be the best rapper, but just the concept of, like that, like I'm rapping for bars, you know what I mean? Not for sound or dance or whatever stuff. Obviously she's done all that, but at the end of the day, like, like her just in a group of dudes and being able to keep up, you know what I mean, with that, boom bap, she's like the last of that. So yeah, she's, and when she first came out, there's no way I thought she would be this pivotal, 10 years, was it probably like 13 years of running, honestly. What's your favorite, this is chat questions. What's your favorite verse?
Favorite verse?
Yeah, you don't have to be Nikki, just favorite verse. You just throw it out there. It don't have to be a long one. Yeah.
Favorite verse. That's hard.
Favorite verse?
We can skip it if you want.
Okay, I don't know if this might be too crazy, but you better wear latex because you don't want that latex. I think I'm latex.
Was that a Lollipop remix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I was thinking something Lil Wayne too, but I'm thinking like
he have so many, but
Lil Wayne like no ceilings. I just can't think of my specific right now.
Now Lil Wayne, I think he definitely needs his flowers these days. You know what I mean? Like, like people was kind of, I feel he got cloned so much. People kind of like, oh, Lil Wayne, like who? Like, he's a prototypical you know what I mean, rapper straight up.
Yeah.
All right, last one, and we can go back to our questions. They said, can you all sing as well?
Tried it and no.
I mean, we got a song that like we sing a little. It don't sound bad, but no. I mean, I know Beyonce or nothing. Like, we not. Yeah, no. But we gonna try. I mean, it don't hurt to try.
Don't worry about that, man. If y'all get signed to a little label, whatnot, they'll throw them engineers in there. They'll throw them. You know, I was working with this young guy, and he had a lot of the right things. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of the right things. Like he was like maybe kind of rough around the edges, you could probably say, but he had enough of the right things. And I had had a conversation with someone who was kind of connected with a whole bunch of stuff. And I was telling this person the things that I saw that this person who had a lot of the right things, I was telling them what the guy didn't have. And the dude who I was talking to was like, oh man, you worried about the wrong thing, man. If they cool enough and they got the look and whatever, they'll throw the choreographer on them. They'll throw the linguist on them. They'll throw the media training person on them. They'll throw like all these different things in order to make it where in the past, you just had to have such a tight package. And it's a trip because it made me think about, I recently saw an interview with Freddie Gibbs, and he's from Gary, Indiana. Indiana. And like Gary, that's where Michael Jackson is from. Yeah. And that's like, man, I'm not gonna say LA streets ain't hard, but man, LA streets is like Beverly Hills compared to Gary. Like Gary is just like, it's just a very difficult, you know, place for a young person for generations back to live. And Freddie Gibbs was saying, you know, his father, I guess, was in a singing group at the same time Michael Jackson. I guess they might have been around the same age or something like that. And he was like, you know, my father was there, but the difference is, you know, my father didn't have a Joe Jackson, which Joe Jackson was, you know, slave driving daddy, cracking a whip, you know what I'm saying? Making them step, making them sing, making them do all this stuff. So I say all that to say, you know, before you kind of had to have a whole lot. Now you can just have something that's like capable of going in a good direction, and they'll put you and they'll pair you with the people to like elevate, you know, whatever your craft is. But nah, man, I think what you guys are doing is dope. I saw when I saw the picture that you guys had, I was kind of like I was like I was giving you folks a little bit of a hard time, but I was like, you know, it doesn't look, it looked like a nice photo shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least, you know, like you guys cared enough about your image, like for the imagery to go along with what your vision is. I felt that looked really, it looked good. You know what I'm saying? It looked yeah, it looked good. It didn't look like cut and paste or anything like that. And I was like, okay. Then I went and I did a little research and I saw your singles and whatnot. So when you guys like do songs, as far as producers are concerned, do you search producers out on like Instagram or SoundCloud or whatever? Do you have a particular producer? Or how does that work?
Yeah, it's pretty much Instagram or word of mouth.
Okay. So they just like email you guys a beat, you guys get the studio time, or the producers, they'll have like a studio and they say, come through, lay your vocals.
We've been doing everything on our own. So with beats, Banks is like, she's the beat queen. Like she'll send me a beat and she'd be like, write to this, or can you write to this? And she'd be like, you still haven't wrote, like I already got something. I'd be like, what you got? And then so I go off her a lot because she already like, she be going. So she's like the beat queen. She'll search through Instagram or like go through producer pages and be like, oh, they got a lot of cool beats or like anything like that. So that's usually how we do it. then we'll set up our own studio sessions. So we work with numerous engineers where we just like, sometimes we're not comfortable, or sometimes we feel like we're not getting treated with enough respect because we're not a big artist. And then we're girls at that. And then people like, dang, y'all not dropping nothing. Like, are y'all serious about it? But we just been really trying to be patient and work on our craft. So, but as far as the beats go, Banks is definitely, she's like an A&R.
Nah, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. So when did you guys realize you wanted to make music? Like, you guys were like, okay, we're gonna do this. We two cousins, we whatever. Like, were you guys drinking some Mad Dog 2020 one night? Y'all was like, you know what? Y'all was like, you know what? We're gonna be a group. Like, how did that happen?
So
okay, go ahead. Go ahead. You go ahead.
you want to tell us?
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Yeah, so we've always been trying, like, not like anything serious, but when we was younger, we used to write. So we had a lot of laptops at my house, and it was, my dad would be on them too. So we used to write like raps in a laptop. I remember one time my dad told me, he said, "What is this?" Like, he said, "Who writing this rap?" I'm like, "That's not me, that's him." It was explicit. It was explicit. Like, we're young, but we're looking at to like Trina and Lil Kim and stuff. So that's like what we was getting at. So just later in life, we just thought about, I started like doing, like, writing a little verse, and I told Amber, I'm like, you know how to rap, like, let's do it, like, you have to do it. But her story is different because she didn't think so
I didn't think
Go ahead, Banks. Let's hear your side of the story.
Well, my story really not that different. I mean, I was rapping at a young age, and I did used to write raps, and my dad found my raps too. But the difference between me is mine was recorded on the laptop. So he went crazy. It was so embarrassing. And then like 2 years ago, she came to me and was like, you used to always rap. Like, why won't you take this serious? Like, you're a star. And like, she really gave me that push to want to, do it and take it seriously, because I used to do it for fun, like freestyle or, write little raps. So yeah, she really gave me that push to want to put myself out there.
Dope.
Yeah, I used to write R&B songs when I was young. Had a hard R&B hit. It was called "Bout It Bout You" when I was like 6 years old. I think it's 6. Yeah. I was like, and they found it, and it was like, oh man, we should sign you. But I wasn't. I was like, I need to be a kid first. You know what I mean? I didn't want to end up weird like Michael Jackson, so it kind of held me back. But I should have. I should have did it.
Yeah.
I should have did it. Yeah. But it was like, no, okay, what if I just started?
Like, you gotta try it again. You gotta try it down.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm so far from R&B. But yeah. But no, we used to when as kids, we used to remix songs and stuff. So I do remember we did Pony. We made the Genuine Pony song. We rewrote it and made it about chicken, about cooking chicken.
Oh.
If
That's
you're
clever.
hungry, just eat it, chew it, munch on it. Like,
Are you sure that's
sing.
about chicken?
Huh? Well, I mean, hey, that's something totally different now. We were kids. It was kids. But yeah, that brings us to our next topic. What's your dream tour? You can do a tour. Cause I recently just heard, there's a lot of acts that used to tour together back in the day. Like, well, I say even nowadays, you get like artists that used to go alone or go with specific groups. They'd get like everybody on one tour. Like, I think even back in the day, they had like Jay-Z, 50 Cent, or it was Jay-Z, Method Man, or sorry,
They had
DMX.
They had
the Rock the Mic tour.
It was the Rough Riders and Rockefeller. I forget the name of the
tour.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And it's like these like impossible tours that
it wouldn't go down
crazy.
now.
But I'm just So I'm thinking like, what tour? What would your dream tour be? You guys be a part of?
For me, I'll say like Drake. 21 Savage.
He went straight there.
Sexy, and Nicki.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Eugenia?
Okay.
I would say City Girls.
Okay.
Just because that would be fun, like both groups. I think that would be like real fun. Yeah, I think maybe Nicki Minaj. Yeah, like that's the
No.
dream. Like City Girls, Nicki.
Now tell me this. Okay, so let's just say you guys hook up with the people. They get you on the tour. You're not making a lot of money. You're just out on the tour.
That was a business question.
you guys are watching them fly in every city to do the shows. They can get there about 10 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? Come right in. People then already came in at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon to do the sound check and everything. And you guys are out on tour with a Nicki Minaj or somebody, but you guys gotta leave cities at 6 in the morning to drive to wherever you gotta get. And you might get there 2, 3 in the afternoon. When you get to the stadium, the doors open at 6. You guys are on at 7:30. Would it still be a dream tour?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Because we're hungry. So
Yeah.
probably be like
And it's an honor to be gracing the stage after Nicki. So
not after. We're not talking about. I didn't say after.
No, you
I
can't.
didn't. Yeah, I didn't say after. I'm saying sound check at the venue is at 3 o'clock. Mm-hmm. You guys are getting there at about 2 o'clock to wait the sound check. Well, you don't even know if you're gonna sound check. You're gonna wait and watch Nicki people do their sound check, get their catering, get every single thing that they want, all the nooks and crannies. Then you guys get the mic and you just get to test one song. You don't get to run through your 15 or 20 minute set. You test one song. That's what you get. Are you guys ready?
I'm just giving my all, enjoy the crowd, you know.
You gotta
show my personality.
You don't have to get ready.
Yeah, stay ready so you don't gotta get ready.
I hear the scenario you setting up. I get it. Because especially I come from the comedy world, which is really gruesome, but I feel like rap world might be slightly more gruesome in that area because I get, I get what you're saying. Just because a lot of times, you be on tour with these people, but you don't even interact with them at all. You just, and I get it, but
no, the reason why I put that scenario out there, we were on a tour one time, and it was this cat, and he really impressed me because whether he was performing in front of like the average crowd for that tour was probably about 1,200 people a night. It wasn't stadiums at all. It was like 1,000 people between 8 and 1,500 was like the average, but you'd have some larger nights. You'd have some nights that were kind of smaller, but we had this cat that was out with us, and dude, but you know what? I contribute some of it to him being a confident and a cool MC, but the other thing, he had a regular job. And so he worked for UPS. But dude, he would go out there if it was 5 people. He'd go out there if it was 1,000 people. He would do the same show. He'd give it all the energy and everything. And I just remember having so much respect for this cat because I was just like, dang, man. And the funny thing about it is you'd have other cats who somebody could say they might be on a larger level or just whatever. And if they went out there and it wasn't that many people, because I was dealing with the headliners, but if these dudes that were larger than him went out there and it wasn't that many people, they'd be like, man, the sound man is tripping. They start blaming the sound man in the middle of the show. I'm just like, well, dude, you didn't come to sound check, man. You was at the mall buying jerseys. You know what I'm saying? But you guys do give me some and not that I'm the authority or whatever, but I do have some faith in what you guys trying to do. Just you willing to be to do kind of what within reason an artist should do in order to get a spot, in order to gain a larger fan base, whatever. That's commendable.
I was waiting to put that.
For dedication.
I was gonna say, I've watched this group. They actually opened for Dave Chappelle. Costa
Nostra. My homeboy Razcast, his son, his son is in there. Coca Nostra or Costa Nostra?
Yeah.
Costa Nostra, I think.
They're a beast. I was like, yo, because I honestly kind of forgot about them, but then I just seen a clip of them online recently, just how coordinated they are. But it made me think about groups and just the characters that come with groups. I say, especially with like Outkast, it's like easy identifiable. Like Andre is the more, creative, artistic one. You just never know what he's gonna wear, what he's gonna say. Obviously, probably more responsible for the hooks and stuff like that. And Big Boy's more consistent, more like the traditional rap. Even though they both, I've heard them dispel this recently because they both are kind of out there people,
Mm-hmm.
But I just wondering, amongst you two, who would you say is the more like, alien out there one, and who's the more focused, like, like, hey, let's just get this, or how do you split the dynamic up? I was just curious.
I think she's the more like, let's just do it, let's get this done, let's get this out there.
And you gonna come out, with like a football helmet and some cleats and a skirt.
Yeah.
And then rap.
I balance each other out on a lot of different levels. I mean, as far as our personalities goes, like whatever I lack, she picks up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, yeah, like me, like for our first video, like I'm like, I want to do the looks. I want to come up with the looks. I want to, come up with the idea. Of course, I get her opinion and stuff. And then she's more of like the beats and writing hooks and like more music, and I might be more of like the creative as far as like looks or something goes. And then maybe the sound of the music. So we balance each other out on a lot of things.
So, that's dope. That's dope. Because you got to know your strengths, got to know your weaknesses. Let the person who's stronger, let them do that part. Mm-hmm. And then where you can do the heavy lifting, you do that part. And that makes it all work out. So going into kind of a current event, about 7-minute drive from my house on Sunday, we had the Del Amo Mall chaos. You guys see that on social media or whatever?
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
one specific one. No, not from Saturday.
Okay, so it was Sunday. It was basically a whole bunch of teenagers ended up. I guess the Fast X movie was showing. That might have been part of it. The Fast X movie was showing at the Del Amo Mall, and a whole bunch of teenagers. Like, I mean, they all look like 12 and 13 to me, but whatever. But it was a bunch of teenagers. They gathered. And then it was this one Hispanic cat, and for whatever reason, I mean, it was a lot of kids there. Like it was like, I'll say over 1,000. It was a mob. It was if they wanted to go in that mall, put it this way, all the little flash mobs you've seen it on social media at clothing stores and all that. If these kids would have got that bug in them, dude, it would have been like Guinness Book of World Records type of flash mob. It was a bunch of kids. It was like, and the police wouldn't engage them. The police were just kind of like, put it this way, it was like 5 police agencies that had kind of already surrounded like where they were, but they wouldn't engage them. So long story short, it was a Hispanic cat and his brother, and people just started beating them. And they didn't look like gang members to me. People just started beating them. And so anyway, a brother came and he just ran into the middle of it, and he was older, and he ran, like, the brother was maybe, he might've been 30 or I'd say he's probably around 30, but anyway, he jumped in the middle of it and just started pushing people back off of the 2 dudes and being like, no, don't do this. You guys don't want to, which he actually saved the dude's lives. Like he really saved the brother's life, because it could have been it was a lot of people. Like, it was a whole lot of people, and everybody just kind of got this weird energy just came through where they just kind of like ganged up on this dude. And I wanted to kind of know you guys take it, but you didn't see it, so I'm not going to ask you to. I'm not going to ask you to make a decision based on my poorly narrated.
Sorry. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
You, Jeremy, did you see it?
No, I didn't, but I'm looking at it right now. You know what? You know what started it, right? Inflation. They had $4 movie tickets. That's what started. They was like, what? And they just all ran to the movie theater. Literally, that's what started it. They just like, it's that bad out here that if you got $5, you're gonna see an old movie like Fast X. Why would you want to watch that? And you know how Hispanic people are with Vin Diesel. So that's why that's like canceled. That's like they Michael Jordan. So no, I don't. I mean, they said it happened in the Bay, Stockton, Indiana, Boston, upstate. So the only thing that these places have in common is how expensive the movie ticket prices are. So it's just that bad out here.
Okay.
I mean, like, it's just that bad. I'm literally looking at it. They had no other thing in common other than just how bad it was. But they said it was like, 1,000 people. You know, I mean, you know, back in the day, we only gathered and fought like that if it was like Jordans on sale. But, you know, who knew it could be as dumb as just a movie being cheap? Like, that's it. I don't know. And they said it was gunfire, but nobody was hurt. So yeah, that's just how kids get down. That's how they party. That's it.
Man, Wild Wild West for real, man.
I mean, it's Torrance. I mean, what's gonna happen in Torrance?
Hey,
it's Torrance.
Hey man, it happened.
Yo, 1,000 people fought and no gunfire and nobody shot. But they were just having fun. That's a party. What is you guys' most iconic moment that you either been a part of, that you witnessed, or that you just liked in general?
Iconic moment that we've been a part of. Oh, never mind. That's not iconic.
Oh, I thought it was like rated R or something. Like nothing. Okay.
Oh, we were I don't know if it's iconic. I mean, iconic is like, I don't know. But we were at the weekend show and like he had canceled the show on us. Like he came out, like the show was like going on. It was like, you know, and then like he just comes out like 10 minutes later, like, oh, I can't sing tonight.
Oh yeah.
We were there.
Dang.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, we were there. And yeah, it was crazy. Everybody's like, no, he's joking. So we like wait for him to come back out. They're like, yeah, he's joking. Then we had to be like escorted out by like security and stuff. It was crazy. It was like, and then he performed at the Sophie, and his stuff is like full and packed. Like it's like 80,000 people there, like just high up in the air and everything. I'm like, but he canceled it. Like they didn't sing one. Like, yeah, I can't sing. My voice is gone. Sorry.
And was out there.
Yeah.
That's realistic though. I mean, you know, because he actually be singing. He doesn't use auto-tune. He don't have no backup or nothing. It's not like it's a group. So yeah, I mean, that's realistic. Yeah, I forgot. That is iconic. That was serious. How'd you feel?
I don't know. It was like hard to like really get a feeling
and process everything. Yeah.
Like it was a joke, and then we're just there. Then it was a lot going on. So.
Oh, y'all
Everybody
didn't feel
trying
like
to get out at the same time.
Yeah, you ain't feel personal about it. Like when I see you able, you gonna sing, all right?
How did they make up for it?
How did he make up for it?
Yeah, like did you guys get refunds on your tickets? Did they do like what did they do to make that right?
Yeah, he had to end up having another date for the show.
Okay, and they honored your tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
man,
right.
that's heavy.
We gonna start with you, Gina. All right. What's the best advice anybody's ever given you?
The best advice that anybody ever given me is my mother. You only need one person to believe in you.
Okay.
Yeah, so I stick with that. You only need one person to believe in you.
Banks.
I'll say my auntie. She told me you better get on that first bus because the second bus might not come. So like you better take your opportunity when you can because you might not get another shot.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. Eminem gave me that advice. Dang. Oh yeah. We had a chat question. Do you guys write your own music?
Yeah.
Would you accept music as from a writer?
Like as for somebody
writing, yeah.
Yeah, Drake wrote you a hit. Would you be like, no, I'm a real artist, I don't do that?
I mean, I feel like we can put our ideas together, but like, you know, make it a little bit of me, a little bit of you. But as far as like writing for me, I don't know.
Yeah. And then Nikki goes,
like
Nikki goes, no, do it my way.
I don't know. I've never seen like the 5 Heartbeats part where he like on the piano and he's like, no, he messed up my music, and he go push him and like you get on the keys. It's kind of like that. Like nothing feels better than like, dang, like I wrote.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's
like
such
you feel it, and it's
I'm feeling these references, Jeremy. They might have a chance, man. You know what I'm saying? they get some of the fundamentals, man. That's pretty dope.
Let's see. This is another chat question. Do you feel like you will win any type of award, Grammy, Oscar in the near future?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's just yeah. BET award or whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Speeches.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have to speak it into existence.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the power of the tongue is really powerful. So you got to speak what you want.
I thank God, my mom, and you hating assholes for trying to hold me back. Y'all ain't do it. Y'all motivate me.
Who did? Look at
who didn't share my music?
Yeah.
Where would I be without you? Right here.
That part.
Yeah. Would you? What would your biopic be called? A movie about your life. What would it be called? Banks, you go first. I got it. Thank you. Come again. All right, it's over. I'm done. That's my last.
Thought about that. I gotta think about that.
Yeah, I never thought about that either.
Yeah, that's one thing I never thought about.
Y'all better get ready. You know what I'm saying? Y'all talking about y'all ready to take it.
Oh, usually we think about we always talk about our biopic, but we never
thought of a name. Yeah. We never.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna make it easy on you.
Okay.
Gina, who would play you?
Who would play me?
Yeah.
Like I gotta think of like I'm an actress or something.
Nah.
Yeah.
If you did your biopic, who would you have play you?
Yeah. Preferably an actress, but you know, if it's somebody else, you know, just for fun.
That's a good question too. I would have to do some scouting, I think.
Yeah.
Like
for sure.
Yeah, I don't have that one in mind.
I got y'all, but these suck though. These suck, but just because it would sell. Keke Palmer and Zendaya.
No.
I said they suck, but it'll be like
they're too tall, short.
Yo, who was it? That happens all the time. Like, was it Denzel ain't light skinned? He played Malcolm X. There's so many of those or whatever. They like just be off, but if the actor's good.
No, I need like a Selena and J Lo. Like I need to be like.
Oh, you need it dead on. Okay.
Yeah, I need it dead on. Like, I want to.
Yeah, that's
me. That's me.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. Yeah, but y'all had no name, no nothing.
Not right now. I mean, I guess we can think of a moment we had. I'm a little bit of soldier.
Hey.
Soldier. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta think about that.
Yeah, we gotta really think about that.
Well, you gave me something to think about tonight.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
Was there any advice for your past self?
Yeah, just start. Just do it. Just start. Just do it. Don't worry about what people may think. Just do it. Who cares?
I'll say, be you, be confident. Follow your dreams. Like, don't give up. Keep going. Like, if you don't get something one time, try again. If you try again and don't work out, then figure out like what's like your journey. Figure out your journey.
Get out of that Panda Express and be somebody. Right.
Oh, my bad. My bad. My neighbor's got 13 dogs, man. And when I say 13, I mean they might actually have 15, but I go easy on them and I'll say 13, and they be going off. They be going off. But no, I was telling Jeremy he need to go easy on Banks. I might have some Panda Express cheat codes that I might be trying to wiggle up out of her, and he's over here, you know what I'm saying? He over here ruining my chances of understanding how I could you know what I'm saying, hook that up. But with that being said, we're a couple years up out of COVID. When COVID hit us, we thought everything, basically the world turned upside down. Then as everything kind of came back, everything was different. Like, instead of artists being able to go and do like shows, like independent shows, like, or whatever, we just have this influx of these mega festivals. So it's kind of like, why would somebody go to see one person unless they're just like the largest person, when you can go to these festival events and see like 10 dope artists and then maybe a couple of other artists that aren't on that same level. With that being said, where do you guys see social progression going in the next 2 years? I'll say you, Gina. With COVID being gone, people feeling comfortable about going out, moving around. You've been to some big concerts. You've been to the Drake. You said The Weeknd. So you like big crowds, big stuff. Do you see people pulling back some and being like, man, we tripping, man. We just out here. Or, you know what I'm saying? We're around a whole bunch of people. We just had COVID. Or do you see people being like, you know what, man, we was indoors. If you're going to catch it, you're going to catch it. We need to get out of here and just get it popping.
I think definitely people are going to be outside. It's just a different feeling too. I think COVID did stop. Like, I had to think about it because when Drake last album or one of his albums, I was living in Houston. I was like, wait, why didn't he go on tour for this album? I was like, oh, COVID. I was like, dang, artists really weren't able to perform at one point and there weren't concerts. But just recently going to Drake concert, which was like a really good concert. Like, it was just like a very good vibe. And like, it was just like, I don't know, it just felt like so much love in the air. So I definitely think people are going to go towards that way of just being outside, just like, hey, life is short, we just gotta live, or like, but be safe at the same time. I want to definitely promote that, but I just think people are going to be outside.
Well, I'll say this: I avoided COVID for the whole situation. And last December, I said, you know what? I had to go to a club and I had to drop something off. And it was probably about maybe 1,000 people on the inside of the club. They had a patio that had about 200 people on it. I went in, dropped off what I needed to drop off. And I was like, man, I ain't been to a jam, you know what I'm saying? Whoop, whoop in a minute. I'm gonna kick it, get a drink, kicked it, had a drink, walked out onto the patio, talked to my homeboys. This was Saturday night. Monday, my nose was running. It's like, no big deal, nose was running. Tuesday, right before I did the podcast, my nose was still running. And I had this COVID test in my living room that was just, kicking it on the corner. I just look at it just right there, whatever. I said, man, let me test myself. I fooled around and caught it. I was like, dang, I ducked, dodged it, you know what I'm saying? Jumped up out the way. And one night of wanting to kick it in a club that had no ventilation at all. Literally 1,000 or more people up in it, sweating and dancing, singing Michael Jackson and Prince. And I straight caught it. But you know what though? It was worth getting out. It wasn't worth having COVID, but it was definitely worth getting out.
Well, my view on COVID was different because I was working in a pharmacy like during when it hit. So I had to literally deal with people like coming giving their medicine before like it really broke out. Like it was people was like, oh, it's just the flu, it's just the flu. So I'm like, if I gotta deal with like sick people and like that, I was like, then I might as well be taking my own chances on my own too. Like if I have to these circumstances, like, and like because you never know where you could get it or where it may come from or how safe you are. So I just like, okay, I don't want to, I want to be safe, but I don't want to be like, just too terrified. But that's just how I be. I was in pharmacy, like with the sick people, like handing it to them. Sick people. Yeah. So it was just like, and then it probably was like before like delivery and everything became so, before it became so COVID, I guess, friendly. It was like, people was coming in there getting their medicine with COVID. So it's just like,
quick COVID question. So when you were working in the pharmacy, did you ever see like somebody come in there and you were just like, dang, they way too sick to be going to the pharmacy. They need to be nah, that ain't funny, but they don't need to be at the pharmacy. They need like a higher level of care.
No, I never
Good
like
you.
Yeah, I never looked at it.
Good for you. Good for you. That's dope. So where can they find you guys on social media?
In our banks with 2 S's on Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, that's it. Instagram and TikTok. So in our banks, 2 S's.
Yes.
Gina Bardashian on Instagram.
Okay. On Instagram. And if they want to hear your music?
Apple, all platforms, no restrictions, all
What
together.
$$.
$. Yeah.
That's hard.
At the end. So what's up with you, Jeremy? What you got coming up? When you gonna hop on the stage?
Okay, I'll say Friday at the Hollywood Improv. That's it. I don't want to cloud everything up. I could go on for a minute, but yeah. Friday, Hollywood Improv, 10 o'clock show. It should be a decent one. So yeah.
So you guys, Jeremy's a gatekeeper. So if you guys ever want to go and check out some comedy, you know what I'm saying? You hit Jeremy up.
If you hit me up if you're around Friday. I'll get you in free. I'll take care of you guys. You know what I'm saying? The VIP section for the big artists in the room. But yeah, I do comedy shows all over. So yeah, just let me know.
Okay.
At Jeremy Comedy on Instagram and Jeremy SCIPPIO.com.
Got it.
Dope. Well, no, this has been another dope episode of Splendid Radio on PharcydeTv. I want to thank you guys. Thank you, No Restrictions. Thank you, Jeremy, for gracing us after you came back from that trip. You know what I'm saying? Full of curry goat, Yeah. And all kind of eats. So now, with that being said, this has been another episode of Splendid Radio on